It's a interactive, computer-controlled video installation. It consists of a number of different elements. There's an interactive device, which is a modified piece of exercise equipment that a viewer generates an electrical signal. They then view through a portal that's formed by a scientific equipment rack that is then mounted with a wood wall that collapses into a vortex. And the imaging that they are getting is from a number of video cameras that are mounted into this machine, which is primarily a lead screw that moves about 4 video cameras through a constructed environment of text and images. And so when the viewer operates the device, based on how fast they turn the crank and how long they sustain it at different speed levels, they'll trigger different event sequences that have to do with the colors and which cameras are shown and how fast the motor's moving. So if after operating this machine long enough, you start to slowly pull out the narrative that is embedded in this diorama, which is primarily concerned with the construction of gender types and identity through cultural codes. The texts are different fragments out of Boy Scout and Girl Scout handbooks, and they're primarily the verbs that have to do with talking about they're both talking about the exact same activity, going out in the field camping, and how boys are supposed to do it and how girls are supposed to do it. And the boys are supposed to go out and take charge, take control of the situation, and be strong. And the girls are supposed to go out and be supplicating to the group and be nurturing. And so with those texts and the images of morphing male and female body parts, the activity of you mounted onto this weight bench doing this kind of exercise motion relates back to the forming of bodies to cultural ideals. It causes the viewer to call more into question their act and their role of participating in culture at large, and how their act of participation in culture as they're participating in these works, which are usually some kind of commentary about some cultural thing. The way the images are combined, and actually the objects themselves, are all somewhat ironic references to certain cinematic codes and computer graphic codes. The title, Vorkapitchulator, has a couple of different references, one of which is filmmaker Slavko Vorkapitch, who is credited with really codifying the transitional montage of the spinning newspaper with the flying calendar pages and the march through time. So that's one of the primary elements in the visual, is you have this tumbling wall that you see static, that the camera then tumbles for you backwards and forwards, depending on the direction of rotation, and montaged over that the fields of text and these other images. And those objects also function to kind of ironically externalize these computer graphic tropes, such as the flying logos, the image morphing, and the wall itself is also one of the kind of references, very early computer graphic plotter artwork, where that was one of the hot things early, was to take a square and algorithmically rotate it and shrink it at the same time and turn it into this vortex.